If you had the opportunity to live in a children's wonderland, would you choose anywhere else? We don't just say, we do. It's the Stain City way.
Hello and welcome to Real Talk with Anele right here on SABC3, where the stage is yours. Today on the show, we have an award-winning actor who, when he gets a role, literally flies with it and brilliantly makes the character come alive. He is so versatile in his craft that he can flawlessly switch from a flamboyant gay character to an art director, a ruthless gangster, then to a comedian. His voice and Pitori charm only adds to the amazing thespian that he already is. And though it has taken some time, today he is one of South Africa's most sought-after actors. Please help me in welcoming two-time SAFTA Award winner, Mr. Warren Masemola.
Mama, I love you. Hi, Anele.
And the crowd goes wild. Do you realize that you're South Africa's sweetheart?
I've been told before, I didn't believe it, but now I know it. And thank you very much, South Africa.
Because usually sweethearts are females, right?
Yeah.
You know, like in America, like Jennifer Aniston and Jennifer Lawrence and Barikimang, Julia Roberts.
Yeah,
you know, in South
Angelina
Africa.
Jolie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Angelina Jolie was never anyone's sweetheart.
Because of bread, maybe.
No, even before. She drank her brother's blood. I don't think that's things that sweethearts do. But we'll carry on. But I mean, for a male, because when I think of a South Africa sweetheart, you're the first person that comes to mind.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you blushing.
I do blush. You know, people really don't believe it when I say I am shy. Or sometimes I do become shy when I get compliments like that. People have been saying it before, you know, even friends in the industry that I work with, they'll be like, but Warren, do you know? And I'm like, but guys, what do you mean? We're rocking the same boat. They're like, no, you are just on a different deck.
There's another love we have for you. There's another love. In fact, I haven't learned how to say it in a language you'll understand. Ndina Kunda.
Oh, that is Shona.
Yes.
Yes, that's
because
Shona.
you went and you studied that language a little bit.
No, I was at the Vic Falls, and then everywhere I go, I try to pick up a language.
Just take the languages with you. All right, so I want to go back to, you're 6 years old and you're running. You're a runner, you're an athlete.
Yeah.
How come you're not running now with Wade van Niekerk? What's going on?
You know, if you are in a government school, the first 3 months of school, it's all about athletics. So you just participate. And if the teachers or coaches spot that you've got potential, then you're in there. But quickly after the early stages of primary, then I took on other sports like cricket, because they were trying to introduce cricket in the Gomagishaning. And I played mini cricket, and that's how I stopped doing athletics. And then mini cricket to basketball, then basketball to rugby.
So you're quite sporty, you know, because there's this thing that you're either a drama person. When I mean, in high school it was culture. You are either a cultural person or you're a sports person. You are just all around there.
I was an all-rounder. I did a lot of things. I mean, even with my subjects, I did a little bit of science, a little bit of history, a little bit of accounting. I'm a lot sometimes.
Your grandparents were both blind.
Correct.
Married to each other.
Correct.
Did they meet both blind? Did they become blind? What's the vibe there?
They met blind. My grandfather left Warren Masemola, our village, and then went to Dobsonville.
Yeah.
And studied at a school called Ezenzeleni, because most of the work they did was like handwork because of the disabilities.
Yeah.
And so there he met my grandmother. And I don't know how they did it, but
that's a true love story, though.
It's a true love story.
That's a true love story.
Because they never saw each other ever in life, ever since.
But the pure presence was
love,
enough.
It was just pure. And so I imagine my grandfather walked up to my grandmother and then started a conversation. And my father was their firstborn child.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So when you are 6 years old and your hair is falling off and you realize that something could be wrong with you, surely you don't take it to heart that much because you've got blind grandparents.
No. It was a different game because growing up with blind grandparents,
Yeah.
you don't see them as blind because you've only known them as blind ever since you've been around. And so with this experience, yeah, alopecia in primary school, it was not nice at all because kids are really mean when they're young.
Yeah.
You know, they say everything that they think and without censoring themselves. And I mean, it would be raining sometimes and people would be getting out of the rain and, you know, they'd make jokes and laugh at me and say, no, you must stay in the rain, Joe, because, you know, you be watering the hair and it will grow.
Because your hair doesn't grow.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not
when
laughing.
no, it's okay to laugh about it because,
Kids, I mean.
yeah, no, kids are mean. And sometimes it used to be like patches, like fungi
Yeah.
rings on, and some parts would have hair. And there was a famous show on TV then called Alien Nation, and people
I used to love Alien Nation. Some of them used to have cone
I
heads. and-
hated it because initially I loved the show, but how people would treat me and call me Alien Nation and be like, you got mushroom head and stuff like that. It hurt, and so I stopped watching Alien Nation, and you know, like.
Dude, Saturdays 7:30 in the evening were never
I
the
know,
same for you then.
I know. Holy contrangan,
What's wrong with you? Dun, 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 dun,
I
dun.
stopped watching it, but like I still love the show.
So, as well as you running and then your hair's falling off. Now, alopecia.
Yeah.
It's a very big word for a 6-year-old child to
Absolutely.
understand. Who explained it to you?
It was my sister, my cousin, Kitumetse, because she's like a bit older than I am, and she was exposed to certain things when I was going through that. And so the doctors would probably say it to my parents or me, but I never paid attention at the age of 6. So I only really started understanding fully that it was alopecia when I was about 10, 11 years old, and then started reading about it and learning that there are many other people with the condition, because I initially thought it was me and Ken Gamble. Because when people would laugh at me, then my folks would be like, look at Ken Gamble.
He's on TV, he's
on
amazing.
TV, he's tall, dark, handsome. I don't know about handsome, but like he's got a voice.
Yeah.
You know? And then you look up to somebody and then you find yourself in that or see yourself in that, and then you sort of become okay about things.
So alopecia is a disease where your hair simply does not grow.
I don't like to call it a disease because a disease sounds like your health is continuously deteriorating.
Okay.
And it's not in the case of alopecia. So it just means that your hair cells are not as strong, and if you completely hairless, then it means your hair cells have died, and that means you cannot produce hair because the cells that produce hair.
Do you know what's funny? I did not realize you don't have eyebrows until I started reading up on you for this show. Because then that's when I was learning about, because I didn't even know you have this alopecia.
Yeah.
Then every interview, alopecia, and I'm like, oh, what's alopecia? They're like, I don't have, and then you're like, I don't have eyebrows. And then I paused the computer and I'm like, no man, this guy doesn't have eyebrows. So until you raise it, I don't think we can see it.
I think so too, because a lot of people say you got beautiful cheekbones, or you know, your brow area is defined, you know. And sometimes when I play a gay character, it's perfect for the makeup because
Exactly,
we can
because
play
you can do
with
the just
makeup.
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Aunt Sarki, your drama teacher.
Yeah.
In high school.
Yeah, in primary, Auntie Sarki.
Auntie Sarki, there we
Yeah.
go. Was she your first introduction to who you are now?
I think it was because we used to minister. I was in a Christian school. Yes, I was in a Christian school. So we went ministering around Port Shepstone, Margate, and I used to laugh a lot and never focused. And she told me, one day you might have a career in the entertainment industry. And when we were traveling to Malawi, we had to choreograph some pieces to do there in Zim and Malawi and Mos. And so my friend and I, Vincent Masilo, would be the ones choreographing. And then we had Matemba. But wherever you found a combo, Warren was in it.
Yeah.
So I think that's where it started. And just gradually in high school, trying to get onto shows like Gem Ailey, you know, and finally matriculating and realizing that I'm not going to do finance at the end of the day.
All right, listen, and that's when the bug bit. Do not go away. We're hanging out with Warren Masemola. If you have any questions or you just want to give him props, you want to send him love, please send us voice notes of no more than 20 seconds. Time yourself, ne? To our WhatsApp number on the screen. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Real Talk. I'm with Mfana Wakopitori, the dramatic Warren Masemola, who takes on any role and he owns it fully. So I cannot possibly go on without relating the story that you were telling us during the ad break. So now you've got alopecia, and then you go to the market lab where you study drama, ne? And there's 20 students, and some other guy rocks up with alopecia. And I thought you'd be happy that somebody else has got it. You're like, no.
No. Well, so we get there and then we're going around the circle introducing ourselves to one another. And I see a guy called Zipilele Maichi. And he's got alopecia. And I'm like, no ways, man. This is my alopecia. Okay. And I'm like, no, Joe. No, I don't want to hear it.
I am the alopecia person.
You don't understand what I've been through in the past years, and you have this thing? No, this is my alopecia.
You're going to have to tell people you've got something else going on over there.
Of course.
Make up another sickness, but this year,
yeah,
it's mine. So we've got a WhatsApp from someone. Let's hear it.
Hey, Anele, I would like to ask Warren Nori, at what age do you see that the child is suffering from alopecia? Thank you. Love you, Warren.
Love you.
I thought they said Anele, and then I realized Warren. That's why.
So, I think even before I knew the condition is called alopecia,
Yeah.
cancer was famous.
Oh.
So if you didn't have hair or your hair was falling off, then you could be going through chemo. And cancer in men or children was not famous or big in 1990, I think. So you just have to check it out. Like how you sneeze, you don't conclude that it's flu. It might just be a cold.
Okay. Or hay fever.
Or hay fever.
Yeah, I
so
hear what
it's
you
best to go visit a doctor. The one doctor will lead you to a specialist, and finally you get to a dermatologist if alopecia is the condition.
All right. Okay. I hope that answers your question.
But most importantly, if it is alopecia, don't hide it. Don't hide it.
Why do you say that?
Because a lot of people hide it. A few women I know, they put on wigs because that's the thing now. You have to have a fringe and not have a fringe going. It kills a lot of happiness in our people, or in people in general, if somebody's trying to make it different because of looking different. So how I got through it is because I saw myself as a special person.
Yeah.
Not a special case, just being special.
Yeah.
Like specially crafted by the creator.
Oh, and that's why you were upset with the guy.
With speech. I was like, the creator is deceiving. Like,
This is my thing.
there can't be a replica of me, you know?
Look, you've certainly done your bit in differentiating yourself. That much I can tell you. So you are in the market lab, right? So this is the first time I heard of this as well. At the market theater, there's actually a
laboratory.
A laboratory where you go and you are taught to hone your craft in acting. So why did you decide to go there, not Wits Drama School or UCT Drama School?
I went to like 9 or 10 different schools since grade 1 until matric.
Yeah.
So after the recession and my mom being unemployed since 94, by the time I matriculated, there was no more money for the economy or in the economy from the family to take me to school. So we were dried out. We were very broke after, you know. So anyway, my sister, who was studying drama at TUT, then said, you've got this talent and you don't know about it. You've got it. And I said, what do we do about it? Especially because I can't go study finance. We broke.
Yeah.
And then she introduced me to moving into dance. I danced there. I was very homophobic. I got kicked out because there was like a fair share of homosexuals and heterosexuals.
Why were you homophobic? Were they hitting on you? I mean, you've got the voice. I mean, what was it? Did you fight? You don't want them around you? What's the vibe?
I think I was just not uninformed, but like I wasn't learned.
Also, you grew up in Pretoria.
Very ignorant.
And it's like, it's Machoville. You have to be macho, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Although we had amone making magwenya, you know, fat cakes in the hood, but we always knew that gay is not something you associate yourself with. So I think it was just embedded at the back of my mind that when I got to Johannesburg first year, and I was in class of 18 people, myself included, and 7 of them were gay, then I felt like, you know? And I couldn't handle it, I couldn't deal with it, and then I got kicked out, rehabilitated myself for the rest of that year, and the next year, that's when I got enrolled with the Market Theatre Laboratory.
Because I know a lecturer that you kind of base your gay roles on,
Yeah.
Robert Cullen.
Robert Coleman.
Coleman, there we
So
go.
I based my first gay character I played, which was a drama play that we took to, a school play that we took to Grahamstown for festival. I didn't have a character and everybody had characters. And I just have to find myself in the story with Thuli Simelane. She's a lady, she used to play Jovo on Zone 14. So we had to find ourselves characters. And because she was homosexual and I had just dealt with being homophobic, then we tried it out and I still didn't know how to draw or, where to draw
So
from.
then
And I used Robert
you modeled
Coleman,
on him, who was a
our
homosexual.
characterization teacher.
Oh, how do you rehabilitate yourself from being homophobic?
You speak to people who are homophobic and people who are homosexual, and you reflect, introspect the issues you have about sexuality, because it tends to be issues about sexuality instead of homosexuality.
So did you ever think that the reason I do not like gay people could be because I am gay?
No.
Okay.
I grew up people saying I was going to be gay before I matriculated. Like I had people place bets and money and be like, he'll be exposed to his community and one day he'll come out. You know, because of how flamboyant I am, or maybe in my grade 10 I would rock my mama's sarong, because Pretoria is hot. You know, you'd be sitting on 34 degrees and I'm putting a sarong, and even my guy friends be like, hold up, and yeah, so I've had it all my life. I'm not shy about being gay if it happens that I turn gay one day. I prefer to embrace being gay than not being gay, because then it means you're living a lot of your life unhappy.
True. So you're going through this process and you're speaking to gay people and you're speaking to people who don't like gay people.
Yeah.
And what do? Do you go home and you write down in a journal? Do you document your journey, or are you self-aware that you are changing in your ways?
I realized that I was changing in my own ways because of knowing better and learning about things that I didn't know as a young man straight out of matric. And I ended up taking Saturday classes at the college where I got kicked out, dealing with this and seeing if I have a problem or where the problem lied. And so, I think that's how I rehabilitated myself.
Oh, that is easily the most interesting thing I've heard in a while. Somebody who will admit that, look, I was homophobic, but I made a point to rehabilitate myself. And were you doing it because you wanted to be a better person, or were you doing it because you really wanted to act and you knew that the only way you can act is if you go back to the class that you just gotten kicked out of?
I realized how important that course would have been for me, or how important it was for me. And I wish I completed the course. And that's why I went back for classes. And I realized that something as small as being homophobic or something as big as being homophobic could have easily tainted all my opportunities, just as I landed in Johannesburg.
Listen, Warren has acted in shows on pretty much all of the South African channels, from Thoko Chanel to Eugene, Tizozo, Gestapo, and Nurse Dainton in stellar works like Ses'Top, La Rhythm City, Ayeye, Saints and Sinners, as well as Cosatu in the award-winning Heist. # oh my goodness. Take a look.
Next on Heist.
No, ngeke. Ngeke ngithathe mina le mali egazi le. Angeke. Yini wena?
Shama chalete. Understand? Re nwelela. Unwelela le rena sa. Chachelete. Chachelete man. You wanna start? Kirtanyu kwe.
Guys, trouble. Ivan is coming.
Chance. Kulukuluka. Ngixolele uzobo zami. Ke bereka le mashilo mo ke tlhoka thusho mo mothofatso dikgobase.
Measurement.
Bona ke 36 centimeter.
Ke re ke gone ke tsa matla pomo etse. Instead of air bomb, air boom. Ga se ke stage le di dynamite jaaka e.
Mali ayisaki stage kusigqibeleni. Izama cash in transit truck.
Follow the money. You'll find the bastards that did this to me.
Follow the money.
Follow the money.
Gladwin, my father.
Oh, ngata niko show with infuni a time. No, nifone ni bafethu yabo. Hello baby. Hello.
No. Wa bona mfano ba reng ke fa ba. O ke tobola motho no.
And welcome back to Real Talk on 3, where the stage today belongs to Warren Masemola. Before the break, he had been telling me about how he used to be homophobic and literally rehabilitated himself so that he could follow his career path. Now, what I want to know from him is, since you know how to change your mind like that, because that is it, you changing your mind, what is the last thing you changed your mind about? Something that you didn't like, you're like, oh, I like it now. Something that you liked, and now you decided that you don't like it anymore.
Oh, my mom's not going to be happy about this one.
Oh.
But it's church.
Okay.
I find that a lot of people love church more than what they say they go to praise in the different churches and religions. Just the identity of being seen to be going to church
is enough for them to think that they are doing good.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Because we're all on social media and you see somebody turn up and we make jokes about it. But they do go to church on Sunday and still try to act holier than thou. And there are many religions. I'm not just attacking Christianity. So I stopped going to church, I think, in 98. And in 2014, I took it up again as a hobby. So I was like, 2014, I'm going to church. And it hasn't changed much. And that's why I think people in places like Pretoria, my hometown, Soshanguve, people are chowing grass. They're eating grass.
Because the pastor said so.
And see, now, I don't believe that you could buy a word from a pastor telling you that you must drink petrol or eat grass or. It's a book. It's a book. It's a book. You know, you just have to apply your mind. And, you know, they say common sense is not always common, but surely it's that common that it's just a book. It's a book. You refer to the book. If you're spiritual, then you lead that life. You don't necessarily need a structure, a church.
So what you are changing your mind about is church and not necessarily religion.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying.
Then I think religion is very important for everybody's spirituality.
Yes.
But churches, like radio, doesn't have to be in a studio anymore recently.
True.
You know? You can have a publishing company and yet you don't have a publishing house.
Or like a factory that prints books.
So if people could see religion like that, I think WhatsApp groups would be more interesting instead of churches. Because these churches are costing our parents, our families, a lot of money to build. Every church has a building fund.
And this building is never built. I'm just
never
like,
built.
guys, how much more money do you want?
And they tell you, don't go to this Anglican church or that Catholic church. You must come to these churches, but they've got a building fund. Yet the pastor drives a flashy German car, and you don't. And they're telling you must take your 10% and bring it to the church.
Yeah.
But they know really well that your family is starving back at home. So why do they not bring prayer to your house once a month and make sure that your 10% goes a long way? I don't know. I don't know where the 10% comes from, but I know because I read it in the book, the Bible. Yeah.
Are you going to get a call from your mother after this? Mara Warren,
I think I'm going to get a beating.
She can use your own belt. We've got a WhatsApp voice note. Let's hear it.
My name is Tano Madliwa, and I absolutely love Warren Masemola. Like, I'm obsessed with him. I just want to know, what roles has he turned down and why, if there are any?
Who's that Tando trying to out here take my job? That is a question I should have asked you. Okay, go for it.
I will not say what roles I've turned down, but I will say why I turned them down. Purely because I have characters I would like to play in my career. And so if I get presented with a character that I really don't feel, then I won't do it. But it's not a lot, it's just 3. And I know why they're 3. But yeah, I really couldn't because... And then sometimes when somebody tries to cast me as a gay character, I'm already in love with my character Thoko Chanel for Ses'Top.
Yeah.
And that's why we won an award in 2015.
Yeah.
So to play another character and you still want them to be in shorts and makeup, for me it's just like a repetition of a character that already works. Because I always strive to play characters differently.
So for instance, you would play a gay character that is, you know, normal run-of-the-mill straight acting.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he could be like in finance and he was 3-piece suit and he's very clean and he looks like what people say a man looks like.
Okay.
And he could be gay. Maybe we could give it a shot. you know. But don't come to me with something that has already been something I've already played or something I've already tried, because then it's not growing my work, and I don't think it will also grow the industry. We have to push ourselves
To grow the industry.
The entire time.
Did you ever think that you might not make it in the industry? Was there ever a moment of darkness where you were uncertain, when after you didn't get
It was in the last month of drama school. A lot of people knew what they wanted to do. So I was generally having fun in the 2 years that I didn't focus on what I wanted to specialize in. So I felt that performance alone was not going to sustain me and my life in the future. And so when people spoke about, I'm going to direct a piece, it's going to Grahamstown next year, which was a roommate of mine in a commune house that we shared. It made me feel uncomfortable when somebody said, I'm going on a soapy, or Muneen Lee has taken me onto her books.
Everybody has a plan except for you.
Except for me. And I asked one of the teachers, a physical theater teacher, and I say, my king, what am I going to do? And he says, you should never be worried about what you're going to do, because you've been doing it.
Oh.
So whatever you came to do here, you've been doing it 2 years, and you're probably going to continue doing it after 2 years.
So who then tells you to call a lady by the name of Robin, who is South African, but she's living in France?
So Robin Allen only gave us 2 classes in the 2 years. And I've always wanted to travel the world. And I knew about her shows and where they performed. It was mainly outside the country, or the continent, to be precise. And she'd only staged Dance Umbrella, which is like a week festival. And so I was working with Robin Allen in Vienna, in Austria, came back to the country, and then I got a call to call Fiona Ramsey, because there was script and auditions happening at Studio 7 for a soap called Scandal.
Yeah. Oh.
And I jumped on my scooter and I ran there, and I jumped in front of queue, in front of everybody. I literally pushed the door, like I walked in.
I'm here now.
Yeah, and I auditioned, and I didn't even finish the audition piece because the tape was full. But we managed to get the job with the lady that I went into the audition room with. And we played Lovers on TV. Fighting spirit, kicking doors.
So is that when the darkness lifts finally, when you
Yes. Because I had just left my previous agent. And I thought I was going to Verts to have to study something serious, something that will promise me like an X amount of salary every month. And then I know I will live in the north, and then I know I will have my German car, you know, and that's when I got that call, and things have been different ever since.
Now, what I love about you is that you well-traveled. I mean, you've worked in many places. I want you to describe a place to me that is so beautiful that you've been to, and you try to take photos, but even photos don't do it justice. So the only way someone can experience the beauty that you saw is for you to be able to take them there. But prior to that, you have to convince me why this place is beautiful and why it stole your heart.
It feels like an island because of the lushes of green that is there. And, you know, this was the one time I ate mopani worms. I mean, I've never eaten mopani worms in South Africa. I ate them there, and they were orange and lime. And it was at Lake Malawi, the sunrise and the sunset. And the hippos. And the guys speaking Kiswahili and Nyanja, and you don't know whether you are North or you are South, because you think you know that if they're speaking Nyanja, then you know you're in Malawi.
Yeah.
But if they're speaking Kiswahili, then there might be descendants of Kenya, if not, you know. It was beautiful, and I haven't been since.
But you're going back?
I'm going back for sure. Like once in a while, I go on the internet and check it out. Lake Malawi is beautiful. I didn't do snorkeling, and I wish I did. You know, I was 14 years old, and oh, it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Ooh, Lake Malawi it is. Speaking of beauty, here's a tip for you. Do not forget to enter our weekly competition. I'm gonna put the details up on the screen. Well, not me, but you know, the guys, the technical guys. You can win yourself a 5,000 rands e-voucher. I'll announce the winner on Friday. We'll be right back.
Ish. Okay, so when you get nominated alongside Dumisho Macha, you know, like, he's a fellow Pretorian, he's been on TV for more years than I've been in high school. And that's why I didn't prepare a speech. And to see you guys stand up, like the stand-up ovation, it just goes to show that I love you guys, man. Holly, Kobe, Tito and I, my DOP, we made a bet on some. Tito, we're not making this one for the Ses'Top, but South Africa has to know what time it is. Tito, I love you, mate. Holly, I love you. Thank you for the Ses'Tops and thank you for that opportunity.
That's the first time you see that?
That's the first time I see this. Yeah, because I was in Sun City.
Yes.
And I didn't record it.
Yeah, but let's talk about the night before. It was big, eh? Because that voice was...
No, the voice is not about the night before. The voice is about the day of the awards.
Oh, okay.
Brendan Ngoli, Tito and I were having fun at the Valley of the Waves.
Okay.
Lots of fun.
Okay.
Like lots.
Because obviously we were there. The entire Super Bowl gave you a standing ovation. And you started speaking, we're like, ow, celebrated before Ungabi. Okay, so I'm so glad it's the first time you saw it. Now, what is the difference between when you were giving that speech and like now you watching it? Like,
the difference is that now I might cry, because I couldn't, and you know, I thought I was gonna cry that day. It was, you know, when South Africa, so you see so we make television.
Yeah.
And knowing the people you make television with, and them being in the same auditorium with you, and they give you a stand-up ovation.
Dude.
To me, it just said that South Africa was standing up for me.
They were.
And, you know, yeah. So I'm very happy. I'm very happy about that night. I really didn't think I was going to get that one. I was nominated for 2, but I'm glad I got this one as well. I was very happy. I really didn't have a speech prepared.
It was a great speech for a non-prepared speech, by the way.
I think because it came from the heart.
Oh, okay.
But, you know, my family said I didn't thank God. So we thank God for the Ses'Top and for the talent and for the time awarded on earth and the things we are awarded to do. I do it with a lot of passion. I do it with a lot of love. Everybody that works with me or has worked with me knows how much I bring to work. You know, tired or hungover, I always strive to bring the best when we work.
Yes, I read somewhere that you say, you know you are difficult to work with. In fact, it could be bordering on being a diva, but it's not frivolous stuff. It's all work related. Run me through those things. That there are specific things that you want when you're on set. What are they?
So easy things like a little bit of silence. I'm a loud mouth, right? So if I talk, then you'd think I'm loud. But there's some moments when I'm about to do a take. It really helps to focus, because the last thing you want to do before you deliver dialogue is breathe, so that it's a fresh breath. You're speaking on when you deliver the line, it's fresh breath. It's a fresh line. And if I'm going to be talking to you and chatting about what Somizi did, then you're taking me out of the focus that I've invested towards the character. Sure. Sometimes I will ask for silly things like sunblock or sunscreen.
Okay,
but because some makeup artists don't think that, you know, you deserve a sunblock because your melanin is supposed to take it. And when you raise the issue, then it becomes, is it a racist thing?
Yeah.
You know, so it's just small things. You get to a set and, you know, before when I started in the industry, they'd have fair catering for everybody and their diets. And now food is just like not up to standard. You know, you get on set, you just feel like not eating at all. You rather bring your lunchbox. But if you bring your lunchbox, then the very same people are going to say there's catering. So why are you being like this? Stop being a diva. But pap and rice 5 days a week at lunch with Vors is not healthy, Joe.
Going back to the breath thing about you wanting to be in the zone, fresh breath for, you know, delivering your line. Do you communicate that with your fellow actors and be like, guys, can I request that when we are doing a scene, right before, let's all take and then deliver?
Even when I tell them, they find it difficult to understand because we could be in stitches, like we could be laughing hard about something, and they say final checks. And when we do final checks, that's my time for me to get back into the character. And also to remember the things that I did, because maybe that's like take 3. So you don't want to be out of continuity with the offers that you've been delivering or given the director for the take or the tape. So a lot of people don't pay attention to those things. So you'd be talking to a colleague and explaining this to them, and they in turn think that you are being a diva. Like, oh, now that you got a SAFTA, you can tell us to focus.
Tell them it's 2 SAFTAs.
It's 2. I put it on social media because they got it twisted.
It's 2. It's 2. So when you said South Africa was standing up, I have a sneaky suspicion it's more than South Africa, because we've got a WhatsApp voice note from Zimbabwe right now.
Hey, I'm Ashley, watching from Zimbabwe. I just wanted him to tell us about his experience shooting the AKA video that was released recently. How was it for you?
Huh? Super Mega.
Yeah,
said
Mega
Super
Doro.
Warren.
Mega Warren, Super Warren, Mega Doro, AKA. No, I said yes to the call when I got it because he personally tried to get hold of me and Jessica. And when my management spoke to me about it, I was like, yeah, we're going to do it. Because I stopped doing music videos. I love Black Motion. I wish I could do music videos with them, but I said no to this other one music video with them. And smaller matter, sorry guys, maybe another time. But when AKA called, I said yes. There was something exciting about the track. The lyrics, I love the song because I love the lyrics in the track.
Yeah.
And also to get to work with Jessica as well, it was very... Again, interesting. Because we did a year together. And on the set of the music video, it really felt like we were shooting a continuation of a possible life of the 2 characters, Eugene and Eve.
Yeah.
So we had fun. It was the first time I shot 18 hours straight. 18 hours straight we shot with AKA, but we were having fun. It really felt like a wedding. And, you know, a lot of people also asking me about how does it feel like, or how did it feel like kissing Jessica in the music video? So for people who haven't seen Ayeye, we've kissed before with Jessica. And they're like, oh, but she's so beautiful. What are you saying about me?
Say it, Lynn, like you're handsome.
So it was fun. We had fun shooting the music video with AKA, and I'm glad I said yes to this one.
Oh, nicely done. What must you always have in your position when you are acting? Like in your bag, in your change room, it just must always be with you.
It's my highlighters.
Okay.
I work with people who just look at the script and they do dialogue. So I've got a pencil case, like a space case we used to have in primary.
Like in primary?
Yeah, I bought it. I bought it now as an adult. So I went in and I bought it, and I bought markers and I bought pens. Kuja Govender gave me a Swarovski pen, so sometimes I translate with it. So those are my tools. So I get to work, I get sites, which is the script of the scenes that you'll be shooting for the day. Then I highlight the scenes, and then I highlight my dialogue. And if it's in English and I need to do it in Vernac, then I translate the Vernac parts, you know, and it keeps me going every time at work. So even after highlighting the script, then I play on the script, then I'll write my name in different fonts, different designs, and then highlight them. Yeah, I think it's the kid in me.
Do you always want to take something from set? Like, you know, when this season wraps, I've pretty much decided that this little thing is mine and this is coming home with me. For you, like, do you have things in your house? If I had to go to your house, would I not find like your leather jacket from Saints and Sinners or something like that?
Never. I used to with movies.
Yeah.
Because then, you know, a movie is like more valuable.
More sentimental as well, because you shoot it and then it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I bought my character's necklace from the movie Nothing for Mahala, which is a South African movie with Thoko Chanel, who directed Heist. Before Zara came to the country, you know, wardrobe would still have some Zara, and because I wouldn't be traveling overseas, you know, I'd buy a few, but not anymore, no.
Now you just like...
No, go to work, do work, and leave work at work so that when you get home and you debrief, then you can be Warren.
Yeah.
But if I'm going to see that elephant, and then I'm going to be like, oh, Stain City.
You know, okay. I hear you. I hear you. Listen, do not go away. We will be right back. But the elephant is nice. You got it. Yeah. And welcome back to the last stretch of today's show. And today I am with all-round actor and entertainer Warren Masemola. Warren, what y'all?
Yeah.
Oh, who you seeing?
My girlfriend.
Yeah, how long? I didn't ask for her name. I didn't ask for where she works. All I know
is... I am dating. I am in a relationship. I've actually been in it for 5 years.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's coming soon, one day. 2027.
2027?
Yeah.
You know all her friends are WhatsApping her now, like,
yes. He said 2027. She knows, guys. You don't have to WhatsApp. 2027. It will happen in time when it happens.
What was the first thing you noticed about her?
She was holding a 2-liter Coca-Cola bottle inside Prime, the club in Grahamstown.
Wow.
Like, so we were there having beers and drinks, and she was with her friend, but she was coming from the shops before they closed. So her friend said, "I come up, me man, before you go back to rest." And then she ended up chilling, and she was holding a 2-liter in a Coca-Cola, and her fringe was not correct. And then we started a conversation.
Oh, wow. And it's been 5 years since.
Yeah.
That is beautiful. Yeah. Okay, so we've got a WhatsApp. Another person, you're very popular today, by the way. Let's hear it.
Hey guys, hi Anele and Warren. This is Melody. So I would like to know, Warren, what is the highlight of your entire career since you've played so many roles and you seem to be loved by so many people? So what is that one highlight of your entire career? Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Was that a mm-hmm? Mm-hmm. Okay, we see you.
The highlight of my career and my best character that I've ever played is a character called Mafred. We shot a pilot 3 years ago of a show called Jovicho. We were trying to find finding with the producers and the director, Vincent Molloy, to shoot it as a film, a movie, but it hasn't happened. So now the SABC has commissioned us, and we're shooting the first 13 episodes of the show. It's called Jovicho. If you want to know who Mafred is or what the character is, you go onto YouTube and you check out Jovicho trailer.
Wow.
This guy plays, I play a character that dances as a panzola.
All right.
Now, I don't know how to dance as a panzola.
But you know how to dance?
I used to know how to dance. So I have to revive it, warm it up again. So we've been shooting 2 weeks now. It's coming in August on SABC 1. The show is called Jovicho. That's the best character I've ever played in my life. I've had fun with many more, like Thoko Chanel, G8 from Number, Universal Pictures bought the film. And, when they said Universal Pictures is buying the film and they're going to reshoot it, I was like, oh, here's an opportunity where I can play G8 just with an American accent. But no, they're going to recast and all of that. But Mafred is the latest.
It's the one to look out for. What TV character, movie character makes you want to be a better actor when you watch it? Every time you watch it, you're like, I need to up the game, man.
I was very sad when Robin Williams died.
Oh.
Because looking back, when I started working, I realized that he was a great inspiration. He played a movie called Miss Doubtfire, and in Miss Doubtfire, he played like lots of characters.
Wait a minute. Okay, he played the granny?
Yeah, but he worked at studios where he'd do animation, and there'd be like all these animals, and he used to voice
it. That was his job. I remember that.
Yeah, and ever since I knew that I'm an actor, I've always looked up to Robin Williams. Because of his range as a performer. And he's also a voice artist. I also do voices. I can't wait to get into the medium of doing animation, voiceovers for animation as well. So it's those choices that I make. That's part of a plan of where I'm going beyond what we've seen in South Africa or here at home.
And, it's so good that you spoke about Robin Williams, because the last thing I wanted to ask you is that because you always have to be switched on, and you're well known, and you're Warren, and you're Thoko Chanel, I'm even in conversations at a party, at a braai, you have to be Warren. Where do you go when you have to switch off?
I go to my house. So a lot of the times when people think I'm not a lot of the times when people think I'm at work, I'm probably at home.
Chilling.
Yeah, I'm a homebody. I've got a friend of mine, he's my neighbor. He doesn't know that I call him my master. He's introduced me to the most delicious food, vegetarian food, but he caters for me by including fish. And so he told me I'm pescatarian because I enjoy his food. So he cooks, I do the dishes. Happy birthday, Vice. It's actually his birthday today.
Happy birthday, Vice.
Yeah,
Happy
Manacheng Matabi. So I'm always with him, and we manage to sit in silence sometimes.
Yeah.
And when we continue talking, it's as if we were talking in the silence.
Oh.
Or he could be in his apartment, I'm in my apartment, and our TVs would be off, and we wouldn't be reading, you know, but just channeling.
Yeah.
You know, or we could be reading, or yeah. So I'm home.
Yeah.
I'm very comfortable at home, because that's the one place somebody's not going to mispronounce my name, Mondloana.
Mondloana.
When they're trying to be nice and be like, hey, Mondloana.
Yes, I know, because you said you don't use that name, Mondloana, because people get it wrong, so you just go for Warren.
Yeah, it's a stage name. I use Warren as a stage name.
Will you ever just like, you know, make everything one and be Mondloana?
My people know I am Mondloana, and the people that know how to pronounce the name call me Mondloana. New friends, old friends, family. For me, it's important, you know, if I'm not going to be able to say Anele, please don't call me Anele, because that's not my name. Or Anele. You know, it's not.
All right, thank you for your time. This was actually quite profound. You do realize that you are a profound person, outside of talented and funny and good looking.
Thank you very much. I don't know what to say. I thought it was going to be longer. I think we were having fun because like I've just been running my mouth. But I got to say, I've always wanted to hang, and I'm glad I've been here.
I am glad you came. He is Warren Masemola, and that's all we have time for today. 5 o'clock tomorrow, Real Talk. SABC 3, don't be late.